Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anna Demine and I post about family, life, product reviews, and all sorts of fun stuff. But today I'm going to be telling you about my 2-week wait symptoms. Let me start by prefacing all this with a few details. Number one, I'm recording this knowing I'm pregnant. I got a positive test and a confirmation from my doctor. And I've tried filming this video about 3 times already, but just couldn't bring myself to finish because I was either too sick, too emotional, or too worried. I actually have a high-risk pregnancy with some thyroid issues, which I have a whole sit-down video talking about all those things, and it's coming your way. And but those of you who are in the 2-week wait, I want to share this with you and see if you can relate to some or all of the symptoms that I felt in my 2-week wait. Number 2, this is my first pregnancy and also my first time trying and my first time waiting. Number 3, I was a total psycho with planning the pregnancy. I used this period tracker app called PC or something like that, and literally made my husband do the do on those ovulation days, and he was so annoyed at me because obviously it took out the fun out of everything, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And also I voodooed myself into thinking it wouldn't happen for us right away, hence the crazy came out. Over the years, my mom has been pretty adamant in ensuring to always let me know that it's time to have a baby and that I'm not young anymore. And for your reference, I'm 30, so it's an okay age to get pregnant. I think it's a great age to get pregnant, actually. And she kept saying, like, you know, it won't be easy as you grow and the yada, yada, yada. Just get on it, basically. To top all of that, I also turned into a YouTube junkie, watching all these pregnancy videos and 2-week wait videos, and of course, stumbled upon the heart-wrenching stories of tough fertility stories, and it all really got just too much, and it breaks my heart so much to see, you know, these women, and I can really empathize with how those women must feel because I legitimately felt at some point that it wouldn't happen for me, and in my mind I started to fabricate the idea of, you know, trying next month and having to keep trying like the reality is for many women. So if that's you right now, I just want to say to any of you that are watching this and are going through this, I can imagine how hard it can be, and it is. Although I've never really experienced it, I did go through it in my mind, and I just want to send you all of my luck and all of my love and all of the strength for you to keep fighting and find a way, just, you know, to relax, and it will come. Your time will come. Let's get into the actual video. So my 2-week wait symptoms. All right, so I'm gonna get out my app and kind of follow along with my notes. So my last period was in October and I ovulated in November because my period was the last week of October. All right, so my highest day of ovulation was the 15th of November, and that week we kind of, you know, let me just open the app. One moment. My phone will take a million years because it's iPhone 6S. Okay. So the week that we, you know, with my husband was from the 10th until the 15th. And I think the 15th or the 14th was my highest ovulation date. So the first day after my highest day ovulation, my notes say that I felt a light pulling at the ovaries, kind of as if like you're kind of getting your period, but not really. It was very faint, and both of them were kind of pulling. And I felt breast sensitivity. Then 2 days after my highest day of ovulation, I watched Suits with my husband, and I knew something was wrong with me, okay? Because I don't watch Suits. I'm not vested in this show, and we watched the finale, and I was honestly like panting, crying, like I was sobbing so hard. Yeah, so my husband's right here, he's helping me film, so he's laughing at me because he remembers this. We were watching Suits and I was literally panting, like crying, just hysterical crying because I was so upset. And I mean, I do get emotional during, you know, sad scenes of movies, but this was on another level. Then it also says that I've also had breast sensitivity, and then enter the phase of gas. For some reason, I felt very gassy for the next couple of days. It was the weirdest thing. Okay, so then 3 days post-ovulation, again, I'm feeling that light pulling. And on the 19th, unfortunately, I actually felt sick. So I'm gonna read all of my symptoms off my app right now for you. So a stronger period pulling. I can feel my lower stomach, like all of a sudden, it just feels like something is off there. Like I'm really in tune with my body and something just felt off. I also had some air and a little bit of constipation, but then I wrote it might be because I didn't drink enough water. And then after lunch, I felt super bloated and some pain in the middle of my lower stomach. And then I was like, I think that was just air. And then at about 4 o'clock, I started getting a headache, unfortunately. And then 6 p.m. and onwards, it says I have lower back pain. And then later that day, I felt really sick. I started getting body aches. And then later that night, I measured my temperature and I had a 38 fever. 6 days past ovulation, I started to wake up easier in the morning, which is really not like me. This was another sign that I was like, something must be going on because I love sleeping. You can't wake me up with a hurricane outside usually, most days, but here I was just like waking up with a snap. I had some irritation, lower back pain, breast sensitivity, and on that day as well, I had some implantation bleeding. When I wiped, and a little bit on my underwear was very clear, very little bit of blood. And then on the 22nd, I felt very light pulling at the ovaries again, and again, gassy. I always felt gassy throughout that week. I don't know if you guys have ever felt that, but if you have, comment down below. Okay, so 8 days past ovulation was my first day of feeling waves of nausea. I finally felt I was laying down and I just felt like a wave of nausea pass through me. And this is very weird and very odd, as well as the implantation bleeding the other day. I kind of started to sense like something else is going on because I'm way too far from my period. I'm way too far from even, getting spotting before my period. Usually I get it only 2-3 days before my period, and I'm very regular, so I knew something was kind of off. And when I, later went to go get a pregnancy test, I told myself, if this isn't pregnancy, something was wrong with me because I shouldn't be bleeding and I shouldn't be that nauseous out of nowhere. It also says that I had a lot of exhaustion that day, like really exhausted. And then on the 24th, which is 9 days post-ovulation, the waves of nausea continued throughout the day. And then on the 25th, which is 10 days post-ovulation, same thing, light pulling and a little bit of nausea. So on the 26th of November, I got my big fat positive. I didn't test any other day except for that day. I wrote positive test and I actually filmed that experience. So if you guys would like, I'm gonna link that video down below. You guys can check it out. And so that's basically it. Those are my symptoms that I've felt. Let me know in the comments below what symptoms you're experiencing and if they're similar to mine or different, and let's have a conversation about it. I'm super excited. I can't wait to share with you guys my first trimester. It has been crazy to say the least. I've experienced so many different things. I was sick twice, and as I mentioned before, I have a high-risk pregnancy with some thyroid issues. So if you guys are interested in learning more, tune in next week and check out that video. Okay, that's it for today. If you like these kinds of videos, hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell button for notifications to be notified of future videos, and we'll see you next week.